That's right, Mariah. It is finally time for HHN 34 announcement season to begin. Plus, we have some other little tidbits that need to be discussed. Without further ado, let's get into it. For those that are unaware, we finally have our first official Halloween Horror Nights announcement for this year's event. In a move that is very unusual to what Universal normally does, they announced on Sunday evening that Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to this year's HHN. The announcement was surprisingly vague though, stating that Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to this year's event in a whole new way, with more details to come soon. This has left many people asking, could Five Nights at Freddy's be coming to this year's event in a way other than a house? Because why not just announce it as the first house announcement? Well, it turns out Five Nights at Freddy's wasn't supposed to be the first house announcement for this year. At the CCXP Blumhouse panel that happened this last weekend, they let it slip that Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to both coasts' Halloween Horror Nights events.
In Orlando and in Hollywood, there may be something to do this September and October with Five Nights at Freddy's.
They worded it as there may be something coming to this year's events, so Universal mirrored their verbiage with their announcement. But let's be real, it's a house. And I bet the full announcement will be coming sooner rather than later. Now, it could be a house and something else, which would be cool. Perhaps a Dead Coconut Club overlay? Or a themed bar and a photo op? Who knows? But I have no doubt in my mind that it will be a house. Now that we got the official announcement out of the way, let's get on to some further rumors. For those that look at the HHN subreddit, you'll know that user I Know More Than You, aka Pinhead, is always up to date on their inside knowledge of the event. Today, June 2nd, they posted a cryptic message filled with little hints of what's to come. It reads, "Happy first week of June. As the title states, happy first week, everybody. We've made it through the heaviest of withdrawals in the cold winter months and the dog days of spring. And now we find ourselves gloriously in the month of June, only 3 away from fall. Spooky season is now on our sights and, with it, a bevy of information to satisfy our insatiable cravings, no matter how hard we've tried to mask them. And boy do y'all deserve it after waiting so patiently without too much complaining. Out of all the communities to which I've belonged, this is by far my favorite. Because of you, the members here. We also just reached 30,000 members and well on our way to 31. Well, enjoy the week, everybody, and let the games begin." At first read, it just sounds like a fun message. But let's look a little deeper. Pinhead has stated that it relates to the IPs coming to this year's event, so let's keep that in mind. They use weird verbiage like heaviest of withdrawals in the cold winter months and dog days of spring. He puts in a weird sentence stating we are only 3 away from fall. He also writes that we are getting a bevy of information to satisfy our insatiable cravings. Next, he mentions that the group is at 30,000 members, well on our way to 31. And lastly, stating enjoy the week, everybody, and let the games begin. So much to decipher. The commenters on this post dove straight in. First, let's look at only 3 away from fall. One commenter asked if that relates to a team member leak that tickets are going to go on sale June 5th, which is 3 days away from the fall of tickets, with it being June 2nd right now. However, another asks if it could relate to Fallout, 3 letters away from Fallout, O-U-T. Maybe it could be both? Someone brought up some of the weird sentences we mentioned earlier, such as close to 31 relating to Halloween, and let the games begin relating to Saw. They're probably not coming to this year's event, but they're fun horror references nonetheless. Some commenters mentioned that it mentions masks in the post, potentially relating to like the Jason Voorhees hockey mask, potentially. Cold winter months relating to Fallout with like a nuclear winter, and in our sights relating to Five Nights at Freddy's with security camera vibes. One last thing. In the comments, someone asked Pinhead about the potential Lagoon show that was on Horror Night Nightmares Spec Map version 1, but it was missing from Spec Map version 2. Well, what he had to say was that he's heard rumblings on both sides, that it could be coming, that it could not be coming. He did say that there is the potential for another show. It could maybe not be a Lagoon show, but something else. Any second show at this year's event would be very welcome, as it would alleviate the crowds at not only the houses, but also from Nightmare Fuel, which is at full capacity every single show of every single night. Well, that's it for right now. It sounds like we might have a big week ahead of us, and I cannot wait to see what Universal gives us next. What do you think will come first, a house announcement or tickets? What houses are you hoping to see come to this year's event? Do you think we'll be getting a second show? And do you think it'll be a Lagoon show? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat HHN. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel. And feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on all things HHN coming our way. Stay spooky, park hoppers.